The film begins with a girl named Darcy. She looks very scared and hides inside a closet. She holds a doll and talks to it. Darcy is actually hiding from her father, Fred, who is a very angry and cruel man. He often beats her. At this moment, he is also searching for her. Eventually, he finds her and pulls her out of the closet. He is furious with her because she didn't clean the house. It is revealed that Darcy's mother is no longer alive. She ended her own life. Darcy tearfully tells her father that she tries to do her best, keeps the house clean, but sometimes she cannot manage because she has school too. Fred, however, accuses her of playing with dolls all day and doing no work. Annoyed, he starts breaking her doll. Darcy begs him to stop, but when he doesn't, something snaps in her. She attacks him with scissors and ends up killing him. The scene then shifts. A girl named Astrid is introduced, Darcy's neighbor and also her friend. Astrid lives with her father and has a disabled leg. She gets ready and heads to school on foot. Darcy waits for her at a certain spot. Suddenly, Darcy steps in front of her and they start walking together. Darcy is talking to Astrid after a long time. Something happened that made her stop talking to others, the incident with her father's death. Since then, she distances herself from everyone. Now, she talks nicely to Astrid because she secretly likes her, possibly to the extent of love. She never shares this with Astrid before. She considers telling her now. Just as she is about to speak, a car arrives with Astrid's boyfriend, Charlie, something Darcy didn't know about. Two other rude girls are also with him, who don't like Darcy. One of them, who is jealous of Darcy, mocks her. Charlie invites Astrid to join them. She refuses, saying she will go with Darcy. But Darcy says it's okay and tells her to go. Although she doesn't really want her to leave, she says it anyway. Then, Darcy heads to her therapy session. She is receiving mental health treatment due to frequent depression triggered by stress. Olivia begins the session. Darcy lies that her father has stopped drinking, but no one knows yet that she has killed her father. The session continues. Darcy tells her she has decided to confess her feelings to Astrid. Olivia asks whether Astrid feels the same. Darcy says Astrid has a boyfriend, but she doesn't care. Hearing this, Olivia becomes worried because she knows Darcy's unstable mental condition and unpredictable behavior. Olivia then asks what will happen if Astrid rejects her. Darcy replies that it will affect her deeply, so much that she might even go crazy. Meanwhile, Astrid and her friends are hanging out at her house. Her birthday is coming up in a few days. One of Astrid's friends, Ko, begins speaking badly about Darcy, trying to tease Astrid by saying she's her oldest friend. Astrid corrects her and says Darcy is her second oldest friend. Her other two friends rudely say they don't like Darcy at all. Just then, their other friends arrive. Back at Darcy's place, she prepares to visit Astrid's house, as Astrid had invited her early. Darcy feels happy after being invited to Astrid's birthday party. She prepares a gift for Astrid, a doll, the same childhood doll shown at the beginning of the film. Darcy tells the doll to always take care of Astrid. Then, she heads to Astrid's house and gives her the gift on the same day. Darcy also meets Astrid's friends. But while Astrid goes to get a drink for her, the friends mock Darcy behind her back. One girl, Fiona, calls Darcy strange and says she eats weird things. Everyone laughs at her, which angers Darcy, and she leaves the place. Astrid returns, and her friends act clueless about why Darcy left. But Astrid senses they must have said something hurtful. The friends ask Astrid to open the gift. Inside, they find the doll. They all make faces, calling it strange. But Astrid says it looks fine and is just a regular doll, a birthday gift. One of their friends, Brad, comments that the doll looks exactly like Darcy. A note is found with the doll, and Charlie reads it aloud. The note says the doll's name is Morgan, named after Darcy's mother. Darcy gives it to Astrid with heartfelt emotion. In the note, Darcy also confesses her feelings. She writes that she has liked Astrid since childhood, and if given a chance, she will love her deeply and never hurt her. Astrid feels shocked by this confession, as she never had such feelings. Her friends laugh at her after hearing it. Meanwhile, Darcy cries alone, feeling very low. Suddenly, she receives a call from Charlie. He falsely claims that Astrid also loves her. Darcy's face lights up with joy, but it is soon revealed he is lying just to humiliate her. He is even cheating on Astrid with Fiona. He mocks Darcy over the phone and says that Astrid actually hates her. This deeply hurts Darcy. That night, Astrid tells her father everything. John reveals that he and Darcy's mother, Morgan, were once friends and that she had faced great hardships. When Astrid asks what exactly happened to her, he refuses to explain. Astrid then shows John the gift Darcy gave. Just then, Darcy arrives at their house, looking emotionally disturbed. She asks Astrid, "Can't you love me?" Astrid tries to explain gently, but Darcy interrupts, saying she knows Astrid hates her, because that's what Charlie said. Astrid denies it, saying he lied. But Darcy insists that she will prove her love by setting herself on fire. She leaves immediately after saying this. Astrid rushes to her father, explains everything in panic, and pleads that Darcy needs them. They rush out to find Darcy. They find her in the middle of the road, but by then, she has already set herself on fire. She dies, and Astrid breaks down in tears. The next day, Darcy's funeral takes place. Along with Astrid and her friends, many others attend. One of the friends feels guilty, thinking it may have been their fault, but Fiona remains unaffected. Olivia also attends, filled with sorrow. Detective Mills approaches her and gives her a card, asking to meet next week for questioning. Later that night, Astrid sleeps beside the Morgan doll. Suddenly, the doll's head turns by itself, hinting that something is wrong with it, and something terrible is about to happen. Mills arrives to question Olivia. She explains that Darcy often remained in depression. They also talked about Darcy's father. Mills mentions that he has been missing for a long time and no one has seen him. Olivia describes him as a cruel man and an unfit father who constantly troubles Darcy and drinks heavily. She suggests he might have wandered off in a drunken state. They also discuss Darcy's mother and learn that her name was Morgan. It's possible the doll was originally given to Darcy by her mother. Meanwhile, while Astrid's housemaid is working, a ball suddenly rolls toward her from the upper floor. She becomes frightened and goes upstairs with a knife to check. However, she finds only the Morgan doll there. As the maid prepares to leave, the Morgan doll suddenly attacks her from behind. It stabs her in the stomach and kills her. That night, John goes out of town for work, leaving her alone at home. Fiona and Ko arrive to cheer her up. They reassure her that none of what happened was her fault and that she shouldn't take it to heart. This helps lift her mood a little. The next day, Astrid receives a visit from Olivia. She hands over her card and asks Astrid to come visit her. That night, Charlie and Fiona sit together in a car. Fiona realizes she left her phone at Astrid's house and fears Astrid may discover everything from the phone. They decide to return to the house at night while Astrid is away at class. Charlie has a spare key, so they manage to enter the house. Fiona goes in to retrieve her phone, while Charlie stays outside to keep watch. However, a complication arises. Astrid returns home early from class. She is surprised to find Charlie outside her house. He prevents her from going inside by taking her out for a walk, buying time for Fiona to find her phone. Inside, Fiona finds her phone near the Morgan doll. As she listens to a voicemail, Morgan suddenly slashes her neck from behind. She starts bleeding heavily and runs into the bathroom. She hides in the bathtub but is too weak to escape. Morgan follows and fills the tub with water, drowning her. Meanwhile, Charlie waits in the car, expecting her to return. When she doesn't come back for a long time, he texts her. A reply comes, clearly sent by the Morgan doll. Just then, Morgan's shadow appears in his car window. The day of Astrid's birthday arrives. All the friends gather at her house for a surprise party, unaware that one of their friends is already dead. Charlie texts her, and once again, the Morgan doll replies. But none of them realize the danger lurking in the house. Astrid visits Olivia and tells her that Darcy gave her a doll as a gift. Hearing this, Olivia becomes very alarmed and insists on seeing the doll. Both head to Astrid's house. Meanwhile, Charlie receives a message from the Fiona's number telling him she is upstairs. Morgan sends a message asking him to join her. Clearly, this act is also by Morgan. Charlie then sends his two friends out of the house under a pretext and goes upstairs. But instead of finding his friend, he discovers her dead body and breaks down in tears. Just then, Morgan appears and silences him, not with love, but with violence. She attacks him with a rod, injures him badly, and finally crushes his head completely. Astrid and Olivia arrive at the house, where her friends surprise her. Astrid takes Olivia to her room and shows her the doll. Olivia explains that Darcy's mother used to make dolls, but she also practiced black magic. She is there to examine whether this doll is also cursed by such magic. She observes the doll closely, and then tells Astrid to enjoy the party while she checks the doll thoroughly. After Astrid leaves, Olivia notices human hair on the doll's head, which confirms that the doll is indeed cursed. Upon further inspection, she also finds a human tooth inside the doll. Alarmed, she quickly calls the police. She then heads out to inform Astrid, but when she returns to the room, the doll is missing. She starts looking for it. Suddenly, the doll appears and grabs her neck, knocking her unconscious. A little later, Astrid enters the room and finds Olivia unconscious. Before she can react, the Morgan doll stands up and begins walking toward her, terrifying her. Olivia regains consciousness, and the doll removes its mask, revealing that she is not Morgan, but Darcy. Yes, Darcy is alive. It is revealed that all the events so far were part of Darcy's elaborate plan. She faked her death to live with Astrid in her house in the form of a living doll. The person she claimed to burn was not herself, but her father. This helped her dispose of his decomposing body without suspicion. To fool the police, she left one of her teeth beside the body, so they would assume it was Darcy's corpse. This proves how cunning she is. Darcy then reveals that her mother did not take her own life. Her father killed her. Darcy also confesses to killing several people in her life who she thought were harmful, like Astrid's maid and the two friends who betrayed her. This shocks Astrid deeply, but Darcy insists that she did it all out of love for her. She pleads with Astrid to accept her. Astrid, overwhelmed, remains silent. Darcy threatens to kill Olivia if Astrid doesn't send everyone away. Astrid obeys and clears the house. When she returns to the room, she hears John's voice. He has come home. Astrid calls out to him for help, but Darcy covers her mouth and says she doesn't need her father. Astrid responds that her father means everything to her. This enrages Darcy, and she knocks Astrid unconscious. Darcy then goes to John with a knife and slashes his throat. He begins to bleed heavily. Soon, Mills arrives, but Darcy kills him with a knife as well. Meanwhile, Astrid and Olivia manage to free themselves and come downstairs. They find her father covered in blood but still alive. Just then, Darcy appears with a knife and accuses John of having an affair with her mother. Astrid denies it, saying they were just friends. Olivia supports this, stating she also knew Morgan well and confirms there was nothing inappropriate. Suddenly, KO attacks Darcy from behind, but Darcy quickly recovers and shoots her with John's gun. She also shoots Olivia for speaking too much. At this point, Astrid tells Darcy that she loves her, a lie meant to distract her. Darcy is thrilled by this. Astrid gives her a bracelet, the same one Darcy had once gifted her, and says it's her turn to wear it. As she hugs Darcy, she stabs her with a knife. Believing Darcy is dead, Astrid feels relieved, but Darcy rises again. This time, Astrid shoots her, finally ending it. After everything calms down, Astrid and Olivia talk, relieved that her father survived. They keep the doll as evidence to report everything to the police. However, the film ends with a chilling scene. The doll's head suddenly turns on its own. This suggests that Morgan's black magic has transferred Darcy's soul into the doll. Her obsessive love for Astrid remains, and no one knows how many more lives she may take to claim it.